Yeah, so karibu Dave.
So are we rolling it?
Yes, we are rolling.
Oh, okay.
Karibu sana, season 2 of the Game Drive series. It's been a while. I think the last time we met, the first time and the last time, the first time we met and the last time we spoke was in 2019. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
On a trip
at Shimba Hills.
Yes,
yeah.
Shimba Hills, organized by a friend Raj.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Yeah.
It was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Hey, time imeenda. You know, people say pre-COVID is a whole different new era than post-COVID.
Yeah, because we just blinked and time went since 2020.
Yeah, and time went. I remember during that trip, you were still figuring out what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Right? You thought about travel and you're trying to see whether travel would fit with you, but you're not sure.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
And I remember you asking me how would you be sure? Like, okay, just do travel, because clearly it's something that you've thought of. So how did you transition from that to now being a food content creator?
So at that point of time, actually my first video on YouTube was a food video. It was a recipe video.
Okay.
So travel was just by the way. I was like, you know what, if I don't do food, I can switch to travel. But then at the end of 2019, I think after that trip, now when COVID hit, I saw that there's no chance of me moving around. And I was like, you know, just stick with this food because I can do it from home and it's convenient and it's working for me. Then from then on, I shut my YouTube channel down, unfortunately. But then I revived it a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I'm just posting shorts, but it's just recipe videos.
Yeah.
And then now from that time, 2020, I just did food full time.
So COVID kind of helped you to just stick with food?
Yes. But food was my first choice because my first 3 or 4 videos were food videos.
Yeah.
And then travel was just like a value add whenever I get a chance to live.
Yeah.
At that point, I was a uni student and I didn't have any money or much money to move around. So I could barely make any videos. I was like, maybe I'd make like 4 in a year. Yeah, so...
travel can be expensive if you're making content on travel.
Yeah, especially as a university student without any big budget to move around Kenya, that is...
Yeah, it can be expensive. Do you remember that trip, Shimba Hills? We had one of the most terrible food experiences.
Man.
That kind of you remember?
Are they still open, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't see people going there.
Yeah, I don't know, but we really had a really bad food experience.
Oh yeah, that was bad. I expected the food to be so good because the views and the pool was amazing, but that was very substandard.
Yeah, Shimba Hills as a park is a really good park. Generally, we had fun when we were doing the waterfall.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, the hiking. We really had a good time. I think it's just the restaurant experience that just spoiled the trip. But all in all, it's a really good place to visit. So now you stuck to food, right?
Mm.
And I know one of your strengths is creating recipes.
Yeah.
How do you come up with a recipe? What's the process like? What do you think about? Is it random? Is it a certain thing that you're looking for? How do you go about making a recipe from scratch?
So many times it's inspiration based on what I've eaten or who I'm speaking to. I'm lucky to have friends who are foodies. So they share their food experiences with me when they go out. Even if I'm not there, they tell me, I had this kind of dish and it was this way. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never had it before. How can I do it at home myself? Other times it's from watching food shows and other creators on social media. Other times it's just curiosity of pairing this and this and seeing how it's going to work out. Sometimes it's trial and error, and I'm like, if this backfires, at least I know it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But there's never a recipe that you could say fails. You're just creating something new. Unless it tastes bad, then it's failed. Otherwise, you're just creating a new taste.
Yeah. You say that you watch food shows. Which food shows do you watch?
So at the moment, I watch Best Ever Food Review Show on YouTube.
Okay.
I think you know him. It's called Sunny. He's just like McQueen's. Do you know McQueen's?
McQueen's, I know him.
Yeah, so Sunny does the same kind of videos. He travels around.
Yeah.
And from him, since he goes all around the world, it's a good starting point for someone who's interested in learning about food, because you're going to see different cultures of food from all over the world. and get a footing of what it's about.
Yeah. I think food shows on YouTube are way more relatable than the ones that used to come on TV.
Oh,
like Hell's
yes.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Because on YouTube they make something that they make it so easy for you to make it. But from a TV point of view, it's more like a restaurant setup on how to make food. I remember people used to make fun on Twitter when someone comes up with a recipe and then you put something in the oven and then they just stop because they don't even have an oven. Lazima tu stove.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen people complain about the same thing. Wanasema, kama inahitaji oven mimi sifanyi.
Yeah, where do you even start? Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Can you give us one recipe you've made that you're proud of?
That I'm proud of?
Yeah.
I may be biased, but most of the times the recipes I'm most proud of don't perform the best online. Okay. But it's like this one, I put my heart into it. Recently it's this red velvet cookies with cream cheese inside.
Red velvet cookies with?
With a cream cheese filling inside.
So you bake as well?
Yeah, I bake.
Okay.
Yeah. So that recipe, I tested it 8 times, literally 8 times. And it's very expensive because cream cheese is an expensive ingredient.
Okay.
Which is, I think a pack goes for like 600. So you can imagine doing that 8 times. And then when I finally get it right and everything is perfect, I put it online, but the reception is not what I expected. But that's my favorite recipe to date.
Yeah.
I did like maybe a month ago, I think. Yeah.
It's always like that. The thing that you like most, for some reason, it never gets the attention you think it deserves. And I think it's just because the expectation that you have on it. And then the thing that you just make evil to.
Literally, the easiest thing to make is what people will relate with and be like, okay, this one, I want to do this. The last time we were here, I think Madaraka Day, we saw one lion.
You came on Madaraka Day? Yeah. You came with your friends or you came with
family? So family visiting from the States, so we just came.
You had to bring them to just that kind of wildlife experience.
After seeing that lion, we were like, okay, we can live. We had looked for it.
Yeah, it's one of those rare moments. It's funny that parks, usually the best time to view parks is when it's dry season, because that's when the wildlife comes close to the roads and the grass is shorter, so you can kind of see them. But when it's raining, like right now, sometimes it rains, especially during this time. You see the grass is a bit green. They don't like this grass. They prefer the dry grass. The herbivores, the zebras, they prefer a bit of dry grass because when it's wet, it's muddy. The hooves walking in muddy, they don't like that.
So they hide ukondani.
They hide ukondani. So they go as the way we are going. It's where we'll go until the railway, the express. What's it called? The SGR. And then unavuka, you go now to almost at the river those sides. So it's drier on that side. So you find most animals on that side.
Oh, okay. How many acres is this park?
I'm not sure. It's one of the smallest, but it's really big. Yeah, I'm not sure of the number.
But I think it has everything besides the elephants, so you don't need to.
Yeah. Elephants we can't even manage. Elephants can't manage.
Oh yeah.
Because elephant unasikia tu siku moja iko CBD.
If the lions are already living and they're that small, the damage the elephants will do will be way worse.
Yeah. So, have you ever thought of like opening a restaurant?
I've thought of it a couple of times. Actually, let me give you a backstory.
Okay.
In 2019, I was in first year in Strathmore.
Okay.
And at Strathmore, we normally had flea markets. So guys would come and sell whatever they sell, like whatever business they have, if it's food, if it's printed shirts, if it's beads that you make, everyone would come and sell. So I decided to sell tacos at that point of time.
Okay.
And I had the help
in school?
In school. I had the help of 2 of my friends. So during that day, I was like, you know what, let me just make 30 of them because I don't know if they're gonna sell. I just hope people buy. So I was selling one for 300 and then I made exactly 30. So what I did, I made the wraps and I came to make the chicken whenever someone would purchase. So immediately I set up my station at school with my friends who were helping me. In less than 20 minutes, everything was gone. And I was like, damn, okay.
30 minutes.
or like we can't end the day here because the day has just started. So I went back home, got more stock, and the chicken was frozen. It was crazy. I had to defrost it in the microwave, and then I came back to school and sold another 45 of them. And then
What?
I was like, I went back home and thought to myself, maybe the idea of a restaurant is good. And then now after COVID hit, I never ever sold food again.
Yeah.
And now I was just hearing horror stories from friends of mine who have restaurants telling me how they have lost a lot of money from it. And then I just got discouraged, and that thought hasn't crossed my mind again.
Yeah, I
since
mean,
2021.
that's true because
Yeah.
COVID did hit restaurants hard, and most restaurants were only kept afloat with deliveries.
Yeah.
But I still think owning a restaurant is such a really good thing.
Yeah, the dream is still there.
Yeah.
I just need to get over that fear of, there's a crocodile here.
Yeah,
I need to get over that fear of losing the money.
Yeah. In some case, it's basking in the sun.
You'd think it's dead, but you just go next to it and pop.
Just snap your. Yeah, and it's big.
It's quite big.
Yeah. It's funny how these birds know how close to get.
They're not gonna go and stand on them.
And I mean, it could, but it knows even if it does,
Oh.
there's a specific area that it can stand on.
I'd like to see it react.
Yeah. Without getting bit. They're clever.
Man, the ecosystem is so interesting.
Yeah. Nairobi Park is so far. It's so good because it has so many ecosystems. You see that side? That's the forest side, right? The way we are going, it's the savannah side. So the forest side, the animals that love forests are like leopards.
Which are hard to see. I've never seen them here.
I've only seen one.
Oh.
It's very rare to see them, and I've seen it in the evening. We had an event here at the park, and in the evening, as we were leaving, we saw it. And rhinos, black rhinos, they prefer that side.
Yeah, those ones, we've seen them a couple of times here.
Yeah. But then you come to this other side, now we have the lions, antelopes, different species of them. But yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So we're talking about restaurants.
Yeah.
Um,
I still have the picture of how I want my restaurant to look like.
yeah, how would you want it to look like?
I'm thinking of something, a very vintage cafe.
Yeah.
Just putting, I don't want to do like mainstream food. I just want to do pastries, quick sandwiches and burgers, and that's it. Because that is what people tend to enjoy a lot at the moment, and I also really like it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I'm making a menu, I'm making it based on what I enjoy and what I've seen people liking on social media.
So it will be like a limited menu.
Yes, I think the less you have, the better you are at doing them. Instead of doing everything, where you can miss at some stuff.
Yeah, and how many people in a restaurant, like in your idea?
I think at max 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, 20.
Yeah.
That's not a big number.
20 is a good number.
You're
It's something intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kabon.
Like those cafes that are in Paris, I think you've seen them. Yeah. Or in Japan and China, how they have small cafes.
Yeah. Very small cafes. And so you have to book an appointment.
Yes.
And you're probably booked the whole year.
Oh yes. With that, I think it's easier to deliver.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than having 50 people in your restaurant and all of them are placed an order and people are getting messed up orders, then you get bad PR. Because even if you're doing a good job, people are gonna talk and criticize you. The hospitality industry is very critical based on, because everyone is getting a service from you.
Yeah.
So their opinion, you have no control over what they say. You could be doing the best job, but you'd still get a negative compliment, a negative opinion here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a location for this restaurant that you in your head? Nairobi?
Yes, Nairobi, but I don't know where yet.
How come?
I'm looking somewhere central where people can easily access it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And ideally, because I'm guessing restaurants, there are different restaurants for different things, right? There are restaurants for like romantic dates. There are restaurants for like
Families.
solo people who just want to be by themselves. Maybe one that maybe I want to have to make a business deal. Ideally, your restaurant will fit in which category?
The solo, the friends, catch up, yeah. And also for business meetings. Something silent. It wouldn't be a loud restaurant. It just needs to reflect who I am. I'm not a very loud person. I'm very calm. So that's the vibe that the restaurant is going to have.
And I think restaurants they make it when they have a personality in them.
Yes.
Or the chef or the people that work there.
Yeah, you need to see their personality.
A bit of style on it. And history based on the people that work there.
You're not gonna walk in and hear loud blasting music, man, because that's not me. I don't like loud music.
You don't like loud music.
I don't like
You don't
loud
even go out.
I do go out. That's the only time I'll compromise and listen to loud music, because there's no other option.
At
But
home
you
have to prepare yourself mentally.
I'm like, wow, my ears today. How about you?
Me, loud music, I'm the same. I'm not a fan of loud music. I will go out once in a while. Like in a year, probably once, twice, 3 times.
No way, man. What are you doing on those other Saturday nights?
I prefer, honestly, I think because of my work revolves around traveling a lot. When I'm free, I prefer not to do anything. Just stay at home or edit or work on maybe some projects that I have, personal projects that I have. But I don't prefer going out. I don't go to music concerts. I don't like them. No, I have nothing against the musicians.
It's just what you think.
Yeah, I prefer listening to the music on YouTube or on Spotify. That's just me. Though I have friends who like going out, and once in a while I will join them, but that's it.
If it's someone's birthday, you're like, I'm
yeah,
gonna be there because you're my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Or you have an event, a wedding, something. I'll be there. Okay. But not at every weekend. At 8 leo tunaenda wapi ile tena. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. But I guess earlier on I was game with doing things, but then as I grow older or as time passes,
priorities change.
Yeah, exactly. I just want calmness. I want to be in the house, maybe watch a movie, eat nice food, take a nap.
Something wholesome, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. What's one ingredient you can't live without that is always in your food?
Salt.
I mean, that's easier.
I think people will, for me it's salt.
Yeah.
Because it does so much and people will overlook it most of the times. Besides you thinking that it's just a seasoning, it's a building block of flavor in your dish.
Yeah.
It brings out the natural taste of the food. For example, if you're just making skuma or ndengu or githeri, just adding the right amount of salt, only salt, is enough to make a dish move from flat to flavorful. And then in baking as well, it brings out the flavor of the other ingredients used. So salt is a must. I think the worst thing is going out to eat or cooking and then you find you undersalted your food because it tastes so flat. And then now when you do add salt, when you're cooking with salt and you add the right amount, every flavor is prominent and tastes so good.
But how do you know the right amount of salt?
Man, your instincts.
Because I can imagine there's food that I will eat and I will feel it's more salty than I would have preferred. But if someone else had it, they'll be like, this is normal food. This is just
our palates are just different. Because there are people who enjoy salty food, and then the others who are like, this is too salty for me.
So how would you, if you're cooking for a group of people, how do you decide this is the right amount of salt?
So I'd add just to the point where when I taste the food, I can taste it. I can taste the salt. And then you just serve it with salt. If someone wants to add more salt, they add it for themselves. But it won't be flat. It won't be flat. I think just to the amount where you could taste it. So I always also tell people to taste their marinades when you're marinating meat, and people are scared of tasting their marinades. Like, it's just raw spices. You're not gonna go to hospital.
It's just a taste. You're not eating it.
Otherwise, it will be a surprise for how that chicken or fish or meat is gonna taste.
It's gonna come out.
So you taste your marinade and adjust based on your preference.
You said you cook for your friends. If you were to cook for 3 people right now, dead or alive, who would you pick to cook for?
3 people.
Yeah.
Is it people that I've already cooked for, or people I've not cooked for?
People you have not cooked for.
That I've not cooked
Big
for.
names.
Oh, big names.
Yeah, it could be Obama, it could be someone.
That's a good question.
And they might
So-
watch this, and maybe you never know, you might cook for them one day.
So first I'd cook with my favorite chef. He's called Marco Pierre White.
Okay.
Yeah,
Marco.
Yeah, Marco Pierre White. He's a very, very famous chef who's been in the industry for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I used to watch him when I was 15 years old, up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenon. A nut buster, ball breaker, super talented chef. If you thought my performance sometimes was shocking in the kitchen, that was a fucking Hollywood blockbuster right there. Oscar nominated, Marco Pierre White. That guy had finesse.
And the last person would be A$AP Rocky, because that's my favorite artist.
Who?
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, it's a Rocky.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa him is coming with his family now. Yeah. A lot of
Then he can
tourism.
bring really.
he can bring the +1.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna cook for A$AP Rocky and Riri.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And their kids.
Yeah. A bonus would be this pastry chef called Amori Goshin. He does very creative art designs with pastry. Like he could make a skyscraper out of chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah, he's so cool. I'm gonna send you his page. You check him out.
Okay, sure.
So those are my
that's a nice
4
list.
on my list.
That's nice. So when you cook for your friends, because that's something that you always talked about, or when you cook rather, when you're making food, is it the technique? Is it the recipe?
The technique matters the most. Once you've mastered the technique, now you can approach it as a painting.
Yeah.
Because if you miss the technique, then you've missed the whole process.
Yeah.
But what I always say is that cooking is like a canvas.
Okay.
You're free to do it as you like,
Yeah.
as so long as you have the right technique.
Okay.
So small things like how to saute onions, how to mince garlic, making sure that your pan is of right temperature before you add the oil, searing meat. That's the technique that you need to build for you to learn the basics. And then from then on, it can be a playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do whatever you like and discover new recipes.
Yeah. Did you learn, or did your passion of cooking, did it come from also growing up like at home? Are people at home people that like cooking and like making food?
Yes, but it didn't start from there. It started from my friends actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but from my family, majority of my relatives like to cook.
Okay.
I've even featured some in my videos before.
Yeah.
They insisted like, please put me on. yeah. It's like I'm living the dream that they wanted, you know.
Yeah.
Which is very nice and encouraging.
Okay.
But the whole cooking passion for me, I think, was brought alive with my friends back in high school. From how we'd go out to eat and they'd talk about food, and I realized I do like the same thing. And then from then it was just blooming, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. But to be very fair, I didn't think, like, if you'd asked me this 8 years ago, I wouldn't think I'd be doing this right now. I'd be probably doing something very different. I didn't see it. It was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do in Strath?
I did marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, you'd be doing something different, but at least you found something that you really like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, food has always been something that we overlook. I always say this: if we went, not that I'm saying that will happen, but if the world went into war, one of the first businesses that would probably sell countries is agriculture. And that's where, making food, because people will go hungry, right? And the people with the food reserves are the ones who are going to make it.
That's true.
And so food has always been that thing where we take it for granted because we eat every day. It's normal. But if shit hit the fan, it would be that thing you remember.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how important it is.
Yeah.
And it's just a connector, and it brings people together.
Yeah.
It's a way of expressing that you care about someone.
Yeah. And with how life is changing with food, most people eating processed foods and foods being very unhealthy. How do you approach that when you're cooking or when you're making recipes to try and make it, I guess, delicious, obviously,
But
but
healthy.
also very healthy? Yeah.
I don't know. This is a very hot take because I might say something, then someone would look back and say, "But you've done this." So I always just advise anyone to, if it's something that is considered unhealthy, maybe something that is deep fried
Yeah.
or has too much sugar, there's always an alternative. You could use an air fryer if you're avoiding too much oil.
Yeah.
If it's sugar, you could half it and use the half amount of the sugar that has been included in the recipe.
Yeah.
I'd always give you an alternative, but once in a while I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
Because deep fried samosas won't taste the same as oven baked samosas.
Okay.
Man, yeah, I feel like the oil is where the flavor is. But just have it once in a while, not all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And also move your body.
Yeah, every
Burn-
single day.
Yeah, burn that food.
I mean, you can't just sit down and let the oil sit in your system. Yeah.
That's
You need
true.
to find a way of burning it, still fueling your body with the right nutrients.
Yeah. Okay, can you give us examples of a few recipes that you would recommend for people that, let's say, because I'm guessing this is so many people in this category whereby they live alone, they work an 8 to 5, they won't just get home, they want to make a meal in 30 minutes, go to bed, it's a healthy meal, and then wake up in the morning, maybe make something to carry for lunch.
Yeah.
And move on. Like, do you have a few recipes that you can share that would be good enough to be healthy enough for you to make, but also quick to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first suggestion would be you need to bulk cook. Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's rice, just simple boiled rice with salt and oil, you could bulk cook and cook enough to serve you 4 portions. That can take you dinner, lunch, and dinner the next day.
Yeah.
And if you do have an appetite, you can have it twice in a day.
Yeah.
And then things now like proteins, pre-boiled beans. You could also batch cook that and freeze it. So that's a meal prep. Things like chicken breast really freezes well once prepared. Things like green grams, which is ndengu. Okay. Yeah, things like green grams like ndengu, and now vegetables like broccoli and carrots that have been steamed. So I have a series on my Instagram where I did 7 days of healthy recipes.
Okay.
And all of those recipes can be meal prepped and frozen for later consumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my first advice would be to batch cook and then eat in batches. So if you're gonna make a big portion of rice, let it serve you at least 3 days. Also, I wouldn't advise you to eat food that's been frozen for 5 or more days because you don't know about the bacteria that's growing in the freezer. Yeah.
And you get like food infection.
Man, that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Food poisoning,
Yeah.
especially if you brought it to yourself by your food at home. If it's eating out, it's an excuse, but at home,
At home, it's different.
it's very different.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's so uncomfortable. You can't even go out. You just stay in the house and just.
I
live
had it
through
recently this
Yeah.
year, and I thought that was the end of me, man. I was so sick for that day.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Was it from eating out?
Yeah, from eating out.
Yeah.
I know what happened. I'd ordered Chinese from a restaurant in
Yeah.
Westlands, and when the food came, it was okay. And then mid-eating the stew, because it was a chicken, I think a sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah.
So the stew, the sauce started solidifying. And by that I could tell that the food had been cooked many days ago and just frozen, so they just microwaved it and brought it to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ignored that and I continued eating. Man, 2 days after, 2 days after I woke up in the worst state. I
Yeah.
couldn't even go to the pharmacy. I just ordered the medicine from my phone. I was like, let it come to my door. I can't walk
You
anywhere.
can't even leave to go and get.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah. No, yeah, food poisoning can be tricky. And as you said, when you're opening a restaurant, those are things that you have to take care of. But if you have a capacity of 20, it will be easy to manage food coming in and coming out.
Yeah.
In terms of ingredients. You know, owning a restaurant, it's one of the few jobs whereby whatever you buy is not what you're giving the customer. So if I own a hardware, if I'm buying a hammer, I'm selling the hammer, right?
Mm.
If I'm selling steel, I'm selling steel.
Yeah.
But in a restaurant, I'm buying the ingredients, but I'm not selling the ingredients to the customer. I'm selling a fully prepared meal, which is
Yeah.
completely different from what I bought.
Exactly.
So, and the process has to be in a certain type of way, or else, you know, it has to be quick
Yeah. Speaking of that, what are your favorite things to order when you go
to
eat?
order food. So
Yeah.
I have, we are at 19. See, we came
Is this
here.
where you told us to go?
Yeah, because this is
Okay.
come here 19. I think those vans, they were rushing, they were going this side. Yeah. So I like, okay, one, I haven't ordered food this year. I've only probably ordered once.
So you cook?
So I cook, yes.
Okay.
I also had like a food poisoning incident, and I was like, I cannot. I actually
Somewhat
stopped
the
eating.
risk.
Yes, and then also, I realized I'm spending so much money ordering online,
Yeah.
and I could just cook. So I cook, and I do the bulk cooking, which is very helpful because I could cook on Sunday, that will last me till Tuesday evening, then cook on Wednesday to last me till Friday, and then cook on Friday, that will last me till Sunday.
Mm.
So I cook 3 times, no stretch.
Yeah.
3 times a week.
So it's not very fun deciding what to eat, cook every single day.
That's yes. Yeah, exactly.
You're
And
like, am I sleep hungry? Let me eat a mango and I go to bed.
this is a male ostrich. Yeah. Male birds are usually prettier than female birds.
Really?
Yeah. It's a
How do you know the gender?
color. So a female one, instead of black, it will be gray.
Oh, okay.
The
feathers.
The feathers, yes. So it's gray and white, but a male is black and white.
I remember during my community service, at the time they were transporting one ostrich. I don't know from where to where.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing kicked the door of the cage it wasn't.
They're strong.
I jumped out. I was like, Sashiki yo kitu.
Yeah, they're
I was
strong.
like, no way. That
Yeah.
kick could literally send you to another county.
It'll kill you. Yeah, it's very strong. We'll get to that. I actually want us to talk about you being an animal keeper here.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so what I do, I cook, and I found a method that works. So what I do, I have food for breakfast and dinner. So breakfast, I don't have like normal breakfast like chai,
Really?
kate, no. I have food, like a proper meal.
So you'd be eating ugali at 6
Yeah,
a.m.
it's 6 a.m. in the morning. Before I leave for
You
work.
guys are a special breed.
Yeah, but then I don't have lunch. So that will last me like the whole day.
Okay.
Because then lunchtime I won't feel hungry. I'll probably maybe have a banana, drink water, you know, like have a fruit if I can get a fruit. Or if I really need to eat something, probably have something very light. And then in the evening I'm hungry again because I have not eaten the whole day.
Yeah.
Then I have a proper meal. So I realized I need to find a way to get hungry. So I need to starve myself a few hours in the day for me to become hungry, so then I can be motivated to cook.
So how many hours are those in between not eating?
So if I eat in the morning, mostly I eat between 7 and 8 in the morning before I leave for work. And then I will eat next a proper meal 7 in the evening. 7, 8. So I'll get home like at 6, cook if I need to cook, if there's still food. So I'll probably eat like between 7 and 8 p.m. So those are my proper meal times. In between I can eat a fruit or a snack. And so I save money I don't carry food at work, and I save money for ordering out and eating lunch anywhere. Yeah, that's the reason.
Okay. So what do you meal prep?
So I will eat. So for example, as you said, green grams. I like dengu. So dengu with rice. I like beans as well. Meat. I prefer mincemeat.
Oh yeah, that freezes very well as well. Yeah.
I prefer mincemeat. Chicken as well. Yeah. So it depends with. So in a week, I'll try and have a lot of meat protein, and then end it with like now lunch protein, green grounds and beans. It may seem like I'm a really good chef. I don't think I'm as good as you. I eat to live. I don't live to eat.
No, but I feel like the more times you do something, you become good at it.
You can become better at it.
Yeah,
That's
so if you're
true.
cooking on a regular, man, you must be doing it quite good.
Yeah. No, you know when it rains, this karika place you cannot.
What if this was what's it called? A shimo and we didn't know.
No, it's a
Oh,
road. It's
you
a
pass it on a regular.
Yeah, it's a road. But if it's when it rains, you can't pass there. It's usually full. No, cooking is something that I've come to
So
respect.
it's survival, yeah.
Yeah. I hated cooking growing up. I never liked cooking. I always saw it as something that because you cook for an hour or two, you only eat for like 10 minutes, and that's it.
Man, that's what chapo is, man. I can't be bothered. I swear.
You making chapos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You don't like
cannot be
making
bothered. I can't be bothered, man.
Yeah.
It's too much work for what I'm gonna receive at
You're
the
going
end.
to
And then
receive
now,
there.
even I've noticed with time, I'm not a fan of eating them as much as I ate them when I
Oh.
was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a younger guy,
Yeah.
Well,
You
I'm still
prefer
very young,
chapati, yeah.
but at that time, like when I was 18, I did like 4 chapatis, man. Right
Yeah.
now, one is enough, and
In
I'm
one
like,
sitting.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the process of making it for
Yeah.
what you get at the end,
mhm.
I could be doing other things, you know. Yeah.
Do you cook often, like every day?
As of now, yes, because I'm creating content every single day.
Okay.
Even if it doesn't go up, you're a creator, so you understand. You make something and you're not very proud of it, and you don't want
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
see the light of
Yeah.
the internet,
Yeah.
so it doesn't go up. So at this point, on a regular basis, besides the weekend, I don't cook on the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's your daily routine like? So you wake up, what do you do?
So I get up at 7:30.
Okay.
I go to the gym, then come back to the house. So I'm working 2 jobs at the moment, content creation
Okay.
and a part-time job. So
Yeah.
I do work both of them concurrently, but I try and do content in the afternoon when I'm very free.
Okay.
So in the morning I'd sort out everything for my other job and finish it, and then by 12:30 I'm ready to create, or 1 p.m. So it takes me about 5 hours to shoot a video. Can you imagine?
5 hours.
If it's something even so simple, like what was I making of recent that took me so long and I was surprised? I'm trying to recall it. Did I post it? I don't know if I posted. Yeah, but it was something that if you go into the kitchen now, it'll be done in 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
But just the shooting takes me 5 hours. So I always finish by 5 p.m., earliest 4 p.m. or
Yeah.
4:30.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, I'm going to review the footage. I always lie to myself that I can edit the same day and upload it the next morning, but I'm like, you know what, kaa chini kidogo,
Yeah.
turn on the TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I turn on the TV, and whatever I've cooked at that point of time is gonna be my lunch and my dinner.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a good way of it, because then you're not wasting food,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
then you're not cooking as in the evening.
Yeah.
So the time that you just spent cooking
So
was enough.
yeah, you won't find me cooking anything at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a normal day. If it's a more chilled day, where I'm not creating content, I'm just doing now admin work and going to the gym and coming back home. Yeah.
No, I don't know what he's saying. Jambo. Bado. Ndio utatafuta bado.
Get inside.
Okay.
There are about 5 rhinos.
Oh, okay.
So you get there.
Yeah.
Angalia hizo zingine ziko mbali nne. But hapo ukienda kidogo mkao hivi. Moja imesimama kivyake safi sana.
Sawa, asante sana.
First right there.
First right. Okay, thank you.
I hope we see that.
Yeah, you see, rhinos are good.
Have you been to Maasai Mara?
Yes.
So how is it compared to here? Do you get to see the animals? Without
You get to
much-
see, I think the landscape, it's very savannah, so you get to see animals a lot. Ndio ile rhino pale. Can see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
You get to see
So it's easier to spot animals at Maasai Mara.
Maasai Mara, way easier. Landscape is much better for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they have plenty of animals to see. I've seen so many hunts there. I've seen a cheetah hunting.
You've
as
seen a cheetah?
well.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen one my whole life, man.
Oh, cheetahs! It's easy to spot them there.
I need to also travel out of Africa and see a tiger. I've never seen a
Ooh,
tiger.
a tiger. India
Yeah.
would be nice to see one.
Yeah. And a panda, you know.
The panda, yeah.
Or a bear.
I know.
You know, there's one bear in Nanyuki, but I've never gone to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I saw it when I was very young.
Uh,
It's been there for a while.
must be very old right
Yeah,
now.
it's there. You can see it's big.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, I can
It's by itself?
Yeah, but he said there are like 4 more somewhere.
You said rhinos or lions?
Rhinos.
Oh,
You had lions.
I had lions, man. I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, 4 of them.
Said rhinos.
You know, you'd think animals are very calm until you get close to them and they feel like you're in their space.
Yeah, but Nairobi Park, I feel like they're so used to seeing cars, they don't panic. There's some parks that you find animals panicking.
Oh, I've seen videos of animals chasing cars.
Chasing cars, yeah. Yo, this is a big one. Eeh, it's big, eh? It's a white rhino.
How you both tell? Is it from the...
From the size, they're bigger in size, and then their mouth. It's big. You were working once, ago as here in KWS as an animal keeper. You're volunteering, right?
Yes. It was, what's it called? Community service for school.
It's a
so
school
you needed
thing.
it to graduate.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was your experience?
Oh, it was amazing. I was very sad to leave. I wanted to extend.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, maybe I should come and work here after graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at the safari park and the orphanage.
Okay.
So our roles kept on changing every single week.
Yeah.
But most of the time we were doing feeding and cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I didn't get to do was be a tour guide. I really wanted to do that, but I think I needed some more experience in the sector.
In the wild, yeah.
So we got to feed lions. Oh yeah, I did see a leopard. There's a leopard in the orphanage that's normally up in the tree.
Up in the tree, yeah. That's caged.
Yeah, I wanted to see it in the wild.
In the wild, yeah.
So my experience was very good.
Yeah.
Especially the feeding of the lions at 2 p.m.
Oh, so you did the feeding where you wait 2 p.m. and then unapeleka nyama with a wheelbarrow and then you just...
Yeah, and then unaingiza kutoka huko nyuma. Yeah, that was fun. And then I didn't know that the physical matter of lions smell that bad.
Yeah.
Till I entered one of the my days, man.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they eating?
And then lions are so funny because they will even pee on you.
Really?
Have you seen that?
No.
So in orphanage, and it has happened a couple of times, where you have guests and they want to see the lions, and so they go close to the cage, and then you can see the lion just turning. Every time I see it turn, I know it's going to piss on these people.
It does it directly on them?
Yes, it sprays pee on people, and then the pee is it makes you very itchy. So every time I see it, I just step back. I'm like, I'm not going to pee. I'm going to
But is it harmful?
No, it just makes you feel itchy.
No, but I'd never let a lion come that close to me.
To pee on you.
Man.
It's something that they do. I don't know why they do it, but
Yeah, but that experience was very fun. I got to see a lion being sedated once as well. Yeah. What else did I see? And also that ostrich story. Yeah. Of the ostrich. I don't know where they were moving it to. Yeah. I just, when it kicked the door of that cage, I moved to the side and I just told the warden I can't do it. And everyone was laughing at us because it was me and my friends who were from Strathmore, we were all doing it. We're like, hey, hapana hapa, wacha tusonge nyuma kidogo. Oh, it's now on the road, man. This is better.
It's on the road. Much better shot, huh?
Yeah. There's snakes in this park.
Yeah. I've seen a python before on the road.
It was just
Like a
flickering on the
really
road.
big, it was basking on the road.
What the?
Yeah, there's snakes in
I
this
think there's
park.
another rhino that's it that he was talking about.
Yeah.
I think anything that doesn't have legs is a big something I'm very scared of.
Mm.
Just looking at us.
Yeah, we might have to. Let him pass.
This thing is very heavy.
Hey, it's heavy. This is the size of a truck.
So if it falls on you, you're done.
You're done very easily. And then it's fast. Like if it
And you
decides
wonder
to
how it
chase
can
you.
run that fast.
Yeah.
I thought rhinos are the ones that pee on their tail and then like they throw it on you.
It's poop.
Oh, it's poop.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
they
throws
fling
it
the
on
poop,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
On you. And then they poop specific areas. They have like their own toilets. They just don't poop anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we've seen one right there as you were making a U-turn. That they don't poop just anywhere. And then they're very territorial. So they fight a lot. Even now, I think there's an expansion of a Rhino Santuary in Tsavo because they've become too much. In terms of they're many, the population is growing.
That's the black rhinos.
The black rhinos, yes.
Yeah.
So the sanctuaries should carry about 60, but they are now on 40. So they're trying to expand it because what happens is that when there are many in one area, they start killing each other in fights. So they're very territorial animals.
Oh, interesting. I recently found out that crocodiles can eat like thrice a year or twice a year.
Yeah. They don't have to eat all the time.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
How are they surviving?
Animals are so each animal, we think humans are we have our own uniqueness and we are the smartest, but we have other animals that have really unique features that if we had them we would be probably so far.
Yeah, can you imagine if humans were eating only twice a year?
Imagine.
We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I don't think I've been doing food because if it's something you only do twice a year, it's not as important.
Yeah, and then you would end world hunger.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't exist.
Because you can only eat 3 times a year.
So crocodiles are not bothered about food, man.
course,
They let the food come to it. They're gonna go looking for it.
Exactly. And they've survived. They are one of the few animals that have survived over years in terms of even their skin, the way they look. They are very prehistoric animals, like dinosaurs. They still have that look.
Oh, yeah.
So they've been there for a long time. They haven't changed. Most animals have evolved, adapted, and become newer things.
Yeah.
But crocodiles are still the same.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's as they were back in the day. My view on cooking has changed over the years.
Okay.
Before COVID and way back when, I never used to like it. Even now, it's not that I like it, but I enjoy it because I know I'm making something healthy for myself. So I approach it from an, I guess, healthy point of view where I'm eating outside a lot, I'm getting sick a lot. I might as well just make something for myself and live healthy and enough.
I never know the difference.
Yeah,
Is this an antelope?
This is an Impala.
Oh, it's an
one.
Impala.
Yeah. These are males. There are quite a few. It's a bachelor herd.
Okay.
So it's the ones that have been cataloged by the females.
Really?
Yeah, so they form like a group.
Yeah. Animals are that savage as well.
Yeah, so what will happen is, close by, we might spot them, we'll see many females and there will be only one male. And so what happens is these ones, they will stay strong, and then if one feels strong enough, these are the young males. If one feels strong enough, they'll go fight that male.
Really?
If they win, then you get the females. And then that male will come and join this.
And that one male is gonna
with
all the females.
Yes. So because the females want the strongest, so they can get the best offsprings.
Really?
Yeah. So they will stay like that. They cannot go and mate with the females until you fight the male and win.
And if you never do it, you just
you just stay in that
die a
kahari.
virgin.
Yeah, you just die a virgin. You just stay in that kahari with your boys.
Oh, you wait for with the boys, man.
yeah. I mean, it's sad, but it makes sense in terms of genes. Like animals, it's instincts. Like we want.
So they want a strong offspring.
Exactly. If you're going if you're going to run away from lions, like my offspring, your offspring, all day, then you have to have the strongest genes. So what will they do? They'll pick the strongest male, one who can fight.
Oh, that is so interesting.
Yeah. So that's a bachelor hard.
No, it reminds me why I really wanted to work at KWS for my community service. They just interest me a lot with the animals and all.
Animals have they have an interesting way of handling their social construct. Just like humans, but with humans it's evolving because we can speak, we can change it, but animals have all of them, male and females, each have a different role in how they present their social construct, and it works for them. So like for this, it might seem unfair, but in the long run, then they have the best offsprings, right? Those offsprings will be able to give lions a good chase. For lions, most of the time the females are the ones who are doing the hunting and taking care of but the males take care of the pride in terms of fighting.
But so the males don't hunt?
They do hunt, but once in a while it's mostly the females.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's mostly the females, but the males do hunt, but their core duty is to protect the pride.
Okay.
Because another male comes.
So if you do see a male lion, the others are likely to be around it?
Probably, yeah. Or there are some males that are leaders of different prides.
Okay.
And the idea is, if a male is a leader of a pride, another male might come and take over. And when a male takes over a pride, they kill the children, the cubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where this guy is rushing to?
I think they're going to see the rhinos.
So do you prefer runny eggs or fully cooked eggs?
I prefer fully cooked eggs. I hate runny eggs. I don't like them. I don't want to see that yellow thing. No. You?
Runny eggs.
You prefer runny eggs?
Yeah, I love
Why?
them. It just tastes so much better.
How? No.
Have you tried it? Most times people always have a bad opinion about it and they haven't tried it. Have you tried it?
No, I have not.
I know you just feel like, oozy yolk is just nasty. You don't want to try it.
I probably
No, you'd
have.
actually vomit, I think, if you tried, because you already put your mind that it tastes bad.
It tastes bad, yeah. That's
so
true. I don't like it.
Well done steak or medium rare?
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah, I used to like well done, and then I started trying medium rare, especially in restaurants. Okay, this is not as bad as I thought it would be.
The
There's an animal
hemoglobin was freaking you out.
Yeah. Do you have different recipes of making eggs? I feel like an egg is one of the.
What have they seen?
I don't even know. Let me see.
Okay, slow down for a moment. Yeah, an egg is very versatile.
And it's one of the healthiest things.
Exactly.
There's nothing. But I've seen the 2 cars going in. We go, we see.
We'll check it out. So I tried eggs for breakfast almost every single day.
Yeah.
And eat less of sausages or burgers. But I recently learned how to make my own hot dogs at home.
Yeah.
Instead of the processed meat.
Yeah. Let me ask him. I think he was there. Habari zenyu? Mmepata kitu huko ndani? Oh. Oh, ipande.
Nini?
Oh. Sawa, na sisi tumeona rhino huku chini. Rhino kubwa sana. Ukiteremka tu hivi. Hapo kuna rhino iko hapo tu. You said they've seen a lion.
Oh, where?
That side, but let's follow that tour one. Yeah, there's so many ways of making eggs.
Yeah, it's very
That's something that I
versatile.
want to perfect, like making fried rice eggs. I saw someone making ugali mayai. Have you seen that
Yeah,
video?
that's but that's been there for a while.
Oh, I was like,
and also chips mayai.
yeah, chips mayai I have seen.
That's like a Tanzanian dish, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never tried chips mayai, but I'm willing to try. I also saw Indomie mayai.
yeah.
When people put eggs on everything now,
Mm.
and I can't lie, no, it tastes good. And also now the chapati and then the egg.
Yeah.
The small. That's what a smocha. It's a smocha. No, when they put egg, it's not smocha.
It's not so much.
Yeah, it's something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many ways to enjoy it. Eggs are delicious.
Yeah.
Um,
How do you
I see-
you just like them runny? You don't make them any other way?
No. I enjoy an omelette.
Okay. Okay.
I like them all other ways,
Mhm.
but my go-to option is running.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, today morning I overcooked my egg without knowing,
Mm.
and I was like, "Oh damn! Now I have to eat this fully cooked yolk."
Yeah. I think Japanese way of cooking food, I may be wrong, but it's one of the healthiest ways because they
That's
live
true.
longer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Asians, in general, I feel like really know how to take care of their body, and the food that they cook is healthy, even though it's something like Chinese fried rice.
Mhm.
Whatever they put in that rice is very nutritional, like
Yeah.
the peas and the carrots.
Mhm.
Yeah, compared to maybe like British food. No offense, but yeah, just like a deep fried fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asians really know how to take care of their body, and their food tastes so good.
Yeah. It's crazy the British colonized so many countries, but they did not even come up with they did not even take recipes from those countries.
They were in Africa where the food is so good.
Yeah, and they just left it.
and they just left with baked beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fish and chips.
No, Asian food is really
Yeah,
good.
it's
healthy
amazing.
food.
Yeah, I think that's something I really would like to do, like go to Asia for a food tour and just eat my
that
way
would be
through.
nice.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because I love Indian food as well.
Okay.
Yeah, like the palak paneer. I go and have like authentic butter chicken. I don't know if the spices will be too kong for me,
Yeah.
because they can go too heavy on the spices, and then
That's true.
yeah.
Do you think you're a good food critic? Like, is it easier for you to eat someone else's food or your own food? Because I'm assuming because you know how to make food, when you eat someone else's food, do you find yourself?
I have a lot of EQ, so most of them I
Okay.
keep my comments to myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to be banned from visiting someone's house.
Yeah. You know, like
But I
Chef
really
Ramsay.
struggle with, I'm not like him, with just being vocal about what I think of the food, especially if the person who's made it is going to hear what I say.
Mhm.
So I won't share my opinion unless we're maybe with you dining out.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, this is wrong. This is, yeah, it could have been better.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I even struggle on social media giving a full review because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound mean or come off as rude. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But to myself, I know how to give the reviews. In my head, I'll note them.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it's easier for me to eat someone else's food because I'm not a food critic and I don't think of myself as a food expert.
So you won't find a fault in the food. You'll notice it,
Yeah, it's easy for me to enjoy someone's cooking as compared to mine. I'm more critical of mine, maybe because I'm a creator, and so everything that I create, I'm more critical about it myself. And so when I'm making food for myself, I'll be critical to myself. But when someone else makes food for me, I just enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Also, it's appreciating the effort and time they did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't be
but-
so quick to be
Yeah.
like, this tastes bad or you
Yeah.
missed putting salt.
But I would imagine, because people know you as a really good chef and someone who makes really good food, every time they give you something to eat, they look at you just to see whether you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's true. Man,
Do you notice that? Like, even if you're not looking at them, you just
I do
feel
have
like they're
friends
just-
who have refused, like bluntly refused to cook for me.
What?
They said no. I'm like, it's not that serious, man.
What? Yeah.
I remember there's a time I was at my friend's house. Actually, no, we had gone out, and then now we were all going back to his place, and then I asked him, "Is there food at your house, or do we need to get food on the way?" And he was like, "There's some food in the fridge. We'll eat that." So we get the house, and I remember he opens the fridge and he closes it and tells us we're just gonna order. I was like, "But there's food there. Let's just eat it." He said no. And earlier on he'd said he's never gonna let me eat what he cooks. So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." Man, yeah. But I'm like, it's not that deep. I actually really have no problem. I really enjoy eating what other people cook. I feel like it tastes sometimes maybe better than what I'm making because I'm used to cooking for myself.
Yeah. It's PTSD from watching all those cooking shows where
where Ramsey is like, "You're an idiot sandwich." Man, I'd be so scared if he tries my food, I swear. I think I'd walk to the next room, then listen to what he says from the
other side.
That's why I respect professional chefs a lot. The pressure they go through in the kitchen, the conditions are very strict, and some chefs can be very harsh, but they're just training you to become the best version of the chef you could be. Yeah, but I respect them. Imagine living through Gordon Ramsay shouting at you 30 days in a month, man. By the time you go back home, you're not going to be making any silly mistake.
Yeah, it will harden you and it will make you work under, because cooking is working under pressure as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think food presentation is important?
Yes.
Is it something that people overlook?
Right now, I think in Nairobi, people are really taking it into key.
Yeah.
You notice that aesthetics are playing a big role in where people eat compared to how the food tastes, which I don't think is a bad problem. I like where we're going in that direction because the eyes eat first. If the food looks good, you'll be more inclined to try it, and that's how they get us to take pictures of the food and post it on social media.
That's true.
And get free marketing. So the presentation is key. What are we seeing here?
I don't know.
Hey, the last time we came with one of these cars, tulikula vumbi, like to entered nilifika home, I was wearing a white, a creamish hat. It was brown. Have you seen it?
I don't know what they're looking like. But it's huko nyuma. Or it's walking behind. That's what I'm trying to say. It could be a lion.
Really?
Yeah. They like
Let me close my window in case it
it won't do it. It can't come.
It can't jump.
No, it can't jump.
I'll show you. I need to visit the Meru. I feel
Mara,
like
you should.
I've
you
never
should.
been, so.
But right now, Amboseli is really taking over.
So Amboseli is also. I've been there once.
Yeah,
I think,
Amboseli is taking over.
but with just so many elephants.
Yeah. The elephants are there. But you'll see all the animals out there: lions, cheetahs, leopards.
And it's closer, so.
Yeah, it's closer as well. Yeah, and it's also a good way of. It's a good animal viewing park, just like Mara.
So have you been to all the parks in Kenya?
I have been to most of them. I've been to. My favorite is Meru. Very underrated, but it's really good. Meru National Park. I have seen all animals in Meru.
You did a YouTube video on it.
Yeah,
on Meru.
I haven't done a video.
I think I saw something on your socials, maybe on your stories.
Yes. What I did was, I did a game drive and I was talking about Meru National Park.
Yes, the title had Meru.
Yeah,
because I saw it, I remember.
Yeah.
I've never been to that park, but I'd love to as well.
Yeah, Meru is a really nice park. Tsavo East is really good. Tsavo West also. Have you been to the lava place in Tsavo West? So in Tsavo West,
which one has Salt Lake? I've been to the one where Salt Lake.
Yes, that's Tsavo. Salt Lake is for Tsavo West, but downside. So Tsavo West, there's a very big chunk of land within the park that is black, full of lava, and they say like 200 years ago there was a lava. There's a volcanic eruption, and it's covered the whole area, and it killed so many people at the time. At the time, it was just it was just villages, and people are just living there. And they call it Shetani lava because they thought it was the devil who came and killed people and stuff like that. So it's a really good, iconic place. It's like from here all the way there, you can see 8 kilometers just black. It looks like charcoal. Yeah.
I didn't know about that. After all these years of living Kenya.
No, it's a really, and then it has really nice hills. You see the hills. Do you remember the wallpaper, the windows, the early Windows wallpaper, the green, like a landscapey green. Those kind of shots you can get them in
Over there, so you
in
can
Chulu.
duplicate it.
In the Chulu
Chulu
hills.
Hills.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can get those kind of shots from like that there. Really cool.
When I was young, like when I was a kid, I never used to appreciate parks. I used to come and sleep the whole way. Because umeamshwa mapema. Yeah, and you're like, let's go for a game drive at 6 in the AM.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll sleep in the car.
Yeah.
But then now, I really enjoy it.
As you grow older, you kind of get to enjoy nature more than you.
Yeah.
Than you
When you're a kid, your priorities are different. You just want to go and
Completely
play.
different, yeah. You want less stress.
Yeah, you don't want to sit in a car for 3 hours driving
Driving
round and round.
Yeah. And once you've seen the lion, probably from in orphanage, you're like,
You're
it's still the
like,
same
yeah,
lion.
Same thing. There's no any
Yeah.
exciting factor.
Have you thought about like making a cooking show on YouTube? I know you do the shorts,
Yeah. So I'm thinking of how to start doing long forms on
long
YouTube.
format videos, yeah.
Because I genuinely love watching YouTube long form videos and want to make my own.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of a strategy on how to go about it. Yeah.
By strategy, you mean like the ideas?
Yeah, the
or-
ideas, and if I should just be doing the same recipe on IG but now the long format on Instagram and then like a cut short format on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to make YouTube one of my main platforms.
It's funny because with food, like Ombachi, the way he grew was he made the process so small,
Yeah.
like quick.
Like 1 minute and you've watched the whole thing.
You've done the whole thing.
Man, yeah.
And that's how he grew his audience. He was making like really good food, but quickly cutting out the bullshit, done, and make it. But then also their food shows or food content creators that make long format videos, and they do also very well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something that you could also think of trying.
I think the content has to be app specific. I'm not gonna watch a 5-minute TikTok video. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Unless it's something I'm very interested in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you've got me hooked the first 5 seconds. But when I press on it and I see that I'm still scrolling and it's fine. But on YouTube, it's different. You're gonna sit through and watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then if you make this, you'd have to make it purposely for YouTube.
Exactly, because I have to shoot on landscape.
Okay.
Yeah, and shoot twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I understand how people do content full time because it's a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And figure out how you're going to make TikTok videos from that long format video.
Exactly.
Say the
And
video
still
is
make
like,
sure that it's croppable to fit 9:16
and
to fit these other platforms.
platforms.
Man.
Nowadays, luckily they make cameras that can do that. Like even the new Mavic Pro drone, Mavic 4 the controller, the screen, you can turn it to be 9:16.
Really?
Or 16:9. Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be easy, or you shoot if you're using like a camera like this on top.
Which
you
camera
put,
is this?
This is a Lumix G9. You can put like a GoPro here on the top, and then the GoPro is shooting wide angle by 16:9. So it's still shooting the same thing as this because it's pointing at the same thing, whether it's you cooking or you preparing. That way you have two different points of view. So one you can use for now those short videos, and the other one you can use for the
long form,
format videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my head I was like, so I need to shoot twice.
No,
like that.
that's a lot of work and
But
time.
can you imagine?
No, that's a lot of work. Hey.
I was like, Sasa, how will I shoot twice?
And even if you decide to shoot twice, the experience will be different.
That's true. Actually, you'll notice the same. The YouTube video won't be the same as the Instagram one.
Exactly.
And who
They'll
knows?
be
The food
different.
might not look exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. It will be different.
I was like, Sasa, how do I go about it? But I'm seeing people really enjoy cooking content on YouTube based on my research.
Yeah.
When I do when I look at other accounts, I'm seeing there's engagement.
Is it big here in Kenya?
In Kenya? Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people I think who are trending in Kenya on YouTube are lifestyle and travel creators.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not seeing many food creators shooting on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it could be somewhere to tap in, you know. But I just think YouTube needs to pick Kenyan creators, how they're paying those from the Western countries. Yeah. Well, the check there is big, and then if you come and check for Kenya, it's not. Because we also don't have access to Instagram and TikTok creator.
Yeah. You could do a series of we have how many countries in Africa? 54.
Yeah.
You make like 54 different dishes.
That is what I was thinking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that, but I was like, I need to make dishes from each. But that is gonna be so many, 54. I think I'm gonna burn out. Nikimaliza, I'm gonna be quiet till next year.
but you could do it for like a year. So for a year has 52 weeks. So you could do like every week a meal, and then from a different country, and then maybe the last finish with Kenya.
And then use the music from that country.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're gonna get to see me faster.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can have people try, like your friends.
And then they do like a blind test.
Yeah. Or you can have like a specific group of people to try all meals, like throughout the year, and then they can be rating them. So you can have like a chart with the countries, the flags.
Yeah.
And so they keep moving the pins or the charts based on how they rate the food.
I feel like that would be very good YouTube content.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting. And then now IG would get something different.
Yeah.
So I just need to lock in and start.
And if you think it's a lot of work, you can even get like
help, like a videographer. Or just someone to edit. Yeah. I think the editing
is the most difficult part.
Man. You're like, you know what? I'll just postpone it and edit later, and later never comes.
Yeah. And then also editing yourself sometimes can be difficult because you critique yourself so much.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, someone who does content, you're your biggest critic.
Yeah, and those are things people don't notice, and you don't really notice.
Exactly.
Man, like there's a time I was editing a video and I noticed my shirt had like a cooking stain. I almost didn't post the video. I was like, damn. And I asked one of my friends, I was like, do you notice anything here?
Yeah.
They're like, no, I don't. And I showed my brother, I asked him, he told me, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know what, it's all in my head and I put it up.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
even if someone did notice it.
I'm like, it's a cooking.
Sure, yeah, you expect that.
If you're cooking at home, you won't have a clean t-shirt.
Yeah, that's what you expect.
Yeah. But sometimes you just feel like this clean aesthetic is taking over your mind. You're like, I want it to look like this. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like that in real life. People want something relatable.
Yeah. I was seeing on your IG you're looking for a pastry chef.
Oh yes, I'm working on a project and I need to collaborate with a pastry chef because I'm not that good at these very exclusive desserts. Yeah.
So you want to learn from them?
Yeah, and I want to collaborate with them and give them full credit for the project, which is really exciting. I didn't want to be a pastry chef after high school, and then I don't know how I ended up in BCom.
That's what you really wanted to do?
Yeah, I didn't really want to do BCom. I just found myself there.
But you really wanted to be a pastry chef?
Yeah, I wanted to be a pastry chef. Yeah.
How about...
I have time, I might do it.
You might do it, yeah, exactly. How about collaborating with the restaurants, like work in a restaurant kitchen for like a week? Like that's content.
I would, but okay, as what, for fun?
For video content. So you collaborate with them. So for example, let's say...
So I work at Java for a week.
Yes. In the kitchen. So kind of see how they need their menu, how they get out their food, how they prep their meals.
I've never thought of that, by the way, but that's a very good idea.
That way, both of you benefit.
Yeah, and then I'd be learning because
you
never stop learning and everyone has something to teach you.
And because your goal is to eventually have a restaurant.
Yeah, that's...
If you do a few restaurants like that, then you will know...
Exactly. Because you can't open a restaurant without working in one, or knowing the the
ins and outs of
nitty-gritties, of the restaurant. You can't start a business and you've never worked in a restaurant. You need like some experience.
You know, restaurants are one of those jobs that they end quickly.
Yeah, the profit margin is the least. And then
least, yeah.
you're given 1 year or 2 years. If you survive, then you're doing okay.
Yeah.
And the profit margin is very small.
Yeah.
I always wonder how people make so much money from the restaurants.
If you do it very well, you'll
Like
make
how
money.
how is KFC doing so well, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, and these big other big franchises.
Which food do you think you're the pro in making? Like, no one can hinder you in making that meal. What meal?
A meal specifically.
Yeah, a meal specifically. Like, you know, here we can make blindfolded.
I can make it with my eyes closed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It might be a Thai.
And you think you can make it better than anyone else?
I think no one can make better salmon than I do.
Salmon.
Yeah.
Ah.
I've known how to cook it to the right temperature and make sure that it's still flaky and soft.
Okay.
Most times when I have it out, or I'd find that it's been overcooked. Yeah. So salmon, and the other thing I've mastered is making mushroom chicken.
Mushroom chicken.
Yeah, I can do it with my eyes closed.
Okay.
Yeah. And also baking a cookie.
Okay.
Yeah. I've made so many cookies that now you could wake me up at 2 a.m. and ask me, how many grams of baking soda do I need? And I'll tell you.
The right ingredients, the
Yeah.
right amount.
So this year
Yeah,
I've
in the
leaned
morning.
towards like learning how to bake more as compared to cooking
To-
savory dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to perfect that art. My favorite animal is a hippo. And I don't get to see them
Why?
during the day.
Why? Why is a hippo your favorite animal? That's interesting.
Just the fact that they are always in water and don't know how to swim. And they're vegetarian, but they're still so
Big.
big and massive and can protect themselves. Yeah.
Ah.
I just love the aura they give.
Yeah. And they're one of the most hot-tempered animals in the world.
Yeah.
A hippo can just kill you for just looking at it badly. Yeah.
I love hippos,
Yeah.
especially like baby hippos. Yeah, but the big ones, maybe I'm terrified of them.
Then you should go. Have you been to Lake Naivasha?
Yeah.
Then there are so many hippos.
I've
there.
seen them a
You've
lot.
seen them,
Yeah. And also this one. Do they still have the pygmy hippo here?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. It's still there. It's still there. Yeah, it's still there, right?
That one can't even harm someone, can it? Pygmy are less
because of the
aggressive.
size, no. But you know, I always say this. You think an animal is small,
Yeah,
but
until it attacks.
until it attacks you. Like a chimp. A chimp is in terms of size, it looks like a small animal,
Yeah.
but it can crush you easily.
Even a cat.
Easily. Yeah, you've seen that conversation people having one gorilla versus 100 men.
Yeah.
You know, like, and a gorilla.
But would a gorilla actually take down
vegetables.
100 men?
It wouldn't if they all came at once, but I feel like it would if knowing how humans react, because it will just kill the first 3 or 4 and people will scatter.
Yeah, that's true. Out of the fear.
Yeah.
No, I mean, are you gonna stay there and you've seen your counterpart being smashed and
being smashed? Yeah. To just catch 2 people, smash them together.
I disappear. I'm not
and
staying
people will
there.
disappear.
I love my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And based on that, I know it will win because people will react differently. But let me tell you, animals are strong.
Yeah.
You know, they're used to tough terrain, they're used to eating, healthy food, which is natural food. So you cannot compare the size. You cannot say
I
an
think
animal is
we're
small
very
because of
soft,
size. Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
can't compare with them.
Yeah. So even a pygmy hippo, it might seem small, but it's still a hippo.
Yeah.
It's still a hippo.
Seems small and cute and friendly.
Until it gets a hold of you.
Yeah.
That's another whole story. And you don't even tell people that you're fighting with a pygmy hippo.
Man.
Maybe the bite is even really strong.
Oh, the bite.
Yeah.
There's this one that was trending called Modeng. I don't know if you saw it.
Good and yeah, I saw it. As a meme.
Yeah, so it.
Funny meme.
Yeah, biting. She was biting the.
The caretaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like he was in pain. So.
Yeah, and I think because it was teething.
Oh,
still,
okay, yeah.
yeah. And that it wasn't a pygmy hippo; it was just a baby hippo.
That's not a pygmy hippo?
I think it was
looks-
a baby.
ah.
I think it was a baby hippo.
Because the mom looks like a pygmy.
Oh, then
Yeah.
maybe it is a pygmy, but it's small.
Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah, because a pygmy hippo, an adult one,
It's still small.
it's still small, but the
Yeah.
teeth
Oh, can tear you up.
can tear you apart. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. No, hippos are great, but it's interesting that the hippo is your favorite animal.
What's yours?
It keeps changing,
Uh,
but I want to say elephant.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Elephant, they're smart. I find them interesting. Yeah. They have this social construct like a family thing. They are bounded for life. They mourn their dead. They have beautiful instincts. They're afraid of things that would you'd not think they'd be afraid of. Like they're afraid of bees.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like the size of an elephant and the size of a bee.
Of a bee, exactly. which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Like if you have a farm and you don't want elephants to come to your farm,
You
come up
just
with a
put
beehive.
bees.
Yeah.
They're not gonna come and destroy your crops.
Imagine they will not. put beehives close to the edge of the farm, like 2 or 3. That way you benefit. You get honey from the beehives,
Yeah.
but also they keep off the elephants from coming to your farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was a good game drive, even though we didn't see a lion.
Hoping at least now we've seen it's a monkeys,
Baboons.
baboons. Yeah.
Baboons, they're
They're always at the entrance of the park. You see a giraffe one time.
and grooming each other and just taking space.
One of my fears is these things chasing me.
I think, the
Or
big
like
maize
taking your
would-
phone. Have you seen
Yeah.
those videos where they take people's bags?
Yeah.
Man.
And they're trying to exchange for food.
Yeah.